Welcome Libra to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 29th of January for the Sun or the Ascendant. That 8th house that Uranus and Jupiter are occupying for you, 8th house is very complex. It can of course be where we're most invested, where we're most passionate, where we can be intimate, but also because Uranus is about freedom, where we may want to break away from anything that's too cloying or too confining. So there may have been some dramatic scenes around your close love and sex life, really, for the last 5 or 6 years. Jupiter brought a more equitable energy in last mid-May, then went into its retrograde for the last 4 months of last year. But this week, Jupiter starts the week off forging a perfect link to Venus, your ruler, and Uranus is forging a perfect link to Mars. Now, the 8th house can be about long-term money, investments, business, speculation, in terms of longer-term planning. So anything to do with pensions and so forth. Things that reap a reward sometimes a little bit down the track. And because Venus and Mars are in your 4th house, it could be around a property matter that you could make some very shrewd moves, or you could have some real strokes of fortune around where you live, or an availability of somewhere to rent or buy, or a valuation on your property could be higher than you thought it might be. Some kind of good fortune, maybe some money can come to you through some kind of inheritance or a legacy, or you've been waiting for a payout on an insurance or pension situation. So some serendipity can knock at the start of this week for sure. So whereas Uranus has created its turbulence at times, at the start of this week it can give you something back. Now, your ruler Venus is going to be forging a quite stunning link to Black Moon Lilith on Saturday. But Black Moon Lilith is in a very hidden part of your situation, your 12th house. Is there a secret fantasy that you've got? Is there someone that you've had your eye on for some while and you've been musing and thinking about them, but perhaps not at this stage said anything? Well, towards the end of this week, Mercury steps forwards as it prepares to leave the sign of Capricorn. And if you have felt a little bit inhibited with Pluto moving through Capricorn in terms of the deepest part of your nature around, getting up close to people, giving away a little bit of your sense of security by opening up, if you have felt more guarded throughout many of those last 16 years, I feel with the Sun and Pluto in your 5th house now, which is very much about radiance, it's very Leonian, but obviously in Aquarius you're being asked to turn up the radiance and the sun power, but in a very authentic and creative and perhaps even novel way, whether it's through interests or your own personality, showcasing what makes you unique. But Mercury joins them at the start of next week, and that's going to be another part of the jigsaw that's building you up into a more outgoing and dynamic phase of the year. Quite honestly, the second half of February is absolutely pure rock and roll. In fact, I could say it's probably even pure heavy metal at times. But the one thing it will be is very dynamic and exciting. So the 4th house energy this week, represented by Venus, Mercury and Mars, could still see you working on that inner world, but the confidence that will come from Mercury arriving to join up the Sun and Pluto will be tangible. And as I said, if there is somebody that you really feel instinctively some kind of connection with, it's really down to you whether you're going to find your voice, and that's what Mercury is about, the voice. But in the 4th house, it can be quite inclined to see us overthink things, maybe we circulate anxieties or the particular story that we see around a situation, around our minds, and it's much more difficult to actually speak out. But moving into the 5th house, Mercury becomes much more its mischievous, playful, naughty self that we would more associate with Gemini. And Mercury also loves being in the sign of Aquarius. So I feel this is a bit of a transitional week, but there could be that good news about property, finance, or if you're in a relationship with someone where it's a more emotional connection, and it's not just the communication in terms of interests and chit-chatting about various things that are going on, whether it's music or fashion, or if you're into it, current affairs or whatever. It's more to do with you need to feel that something's moving at a deep level within your situation, but you are going to come into much more playful form from the end of this week. If you would like to understand the power of personal astrology in your life, if you give me 3 pieces of birth data, of time, date and place, or date and place if you don't know your time, I can produce for you your life roadmap report. This gives you searing insights into the patterns that are played out in your life so far. You also get your 12-month forecast, your transit forecast, within my special package of 30% off, and your free Zodiac, Love, Chinese and Indian booklets for the year ahead for all signs. Please see the link below for more. If you've yet to watch your deep dive year 2024 Zodiac video, please see the link beneath this video.